Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Petite Coding. Okay, so last time we checked that this issue over here with the tests are being duplicated and are being duplicated a lot. So this is the same test as this same test, so I'm going to refactor it. I'll refactor this off camera and I'll let you know what happens with this, okay? So I'll refactor this, I'll let you know in a bit. You should be able to refactor this now, and you should be able, if you check my other videos, how I did this. In the meantime, I just don't want to waste time on the refactoring phase. Okay, so this is the refactoring that I did right now for the tests. So I did this assert that SUT and spy data received messages for emblem, this emblem for that control. So we know that it is a UI control and that we're doing the touch up inside right now here. Actually, I should do it on actions UI control that event on action and actually for action here, and I can say here, I can say on the touch up inside. Okay, and now what I can do is command U. See that the tests are still passing, and I have a centralized test for this. Assert that SUT emblem spy data receives the emblem for these specific dates, right? And I'll do that commit. So I'm going to say refactor the tests in order to avoid duplication. Push to remotes, commit to files and push, commit and push. I'll wait till this pushes forward. Okay, and now what I can do is, instead of this, I can replace this everything of here like this with my assert that, right? So say assert that SUT spy data receive message emblems for a fighter. This time it's fighter. UI control, this would be my fighter emblem button on the touch up inside event. Command U. And now this is cleaner. So I'm going to commit. Refactor the tests for using refactor helper method for fighter emblem, for fighter button action. And now we can replace, and anytime we can replace the control with anything. Any control we can put in here with any action. So if it is an image or something else, the test doesn't depend on that, but it depends only on the control, right? So it's a control, some actions for action. It doesn't actually mean that it is the exact button. We're using the button over here, but that's just for it. But we can use any other control here. Okay, so now we are on the production side, and there's still duplication here. You see, the date is the same, this date is the same. It is the same, it's the same. So let me see if we can refactor this like this. Right. Var date, and then we can just check this date, and then we can just check this date, and instead of doing this, we can do it at the end. Right? Command U. Okay, so it seems that worked. I just got the variable out of there. Now I'm seeing something. Maybe we can replace this with a switch statement. we can also say our current date is this exact same date, right? So we can replace this with this. And this never changes, so this can be a let. Command U. I'm sorry, I did too many command U's. And it is testing. So tests are passing. So let me commit just to say that we committed the date. So refactor date to a variable. On the production side, push to remotes, commit 2000 push. Okay. Okay, so now now that we have the date out of the way, we can replace it with a switch statement, and we can switch it in the sender, and we can say that the case is the fighter emblem button, and if it's the fighter emblem button, we'll do this. We can do this. Otherwise, we can do the default, because it's the same thing as here we're doing. The default is like this. And command U. Now commit. Just say refactor if statements to a switch statement. Commit 2000 push. Commit and push. Okay. And now what I can do also is I can say the emblem, let's say it is the emblem, it is a fighter emblem first, but then we can say, okay, if it is a fire emblem, the emblem doesn't change here, so we don't need to do anything here with the emblem. Just we don't need to do anything here with the fighter button, right, since that will be the default. But we will need, the default should be fighter actually. And now case support emblem button, the emblem should be support, right, and we can move this out of the default. Emblem should be fighter for support, and instead of fighter we'll get the emblem here, and this has to be a variable because it has to mutate. Okay, command U. Okay, and I believe this is much cleaner than before. So the support emblem, we'll use the emblem as support. It will always do the fighter emblem. Okay. So I'm going to commit this and push. The thing is, it always be the fighter emblem, but the thing is, we're using test to make sure it works appropriately. So if we're using test, we don't care about the other stuff, or that the default is the fighter emblem. Okay, so refactored production code, so it can be more readable. Commit to files and push. And you see, this is more readable. If the sender is a support emblem, use the, otherwise the default is always the fighter. That's how we had it in the other test also. Yeah, also to clarify that intent, I'm going to say that the case here for the fighter emblem button, just to clarify this intent, this is going to be the fighter one, and I'm going to run the test again, and you'll see that it should pass because I'm just refactoring, and not in this case. So if there's no button, the default for that emblem will be the fighter emblem, and I will always take the fighter emblem for the date. And the tests are passing. So I'm going to commit and say added emblem fighter to switch statement, emblem fighter button to switch statement to clarify intent. And that's it. Now we will be able to do more coding in status with this. Okay, so this video was actually a reminder to not skip the refactoring phase. We were doing that, the refactoring phase right now, to keep the code clean. You have to keep your testing code clean and your production code clean in order to be more productive with TDD. That's the issue of that. Now on the next video we'll keep going with the other tests, so you can see now that we have a clean code, how this is an advantage for us. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.